Maya Brooks stepped off the transport shuttle and took her first breath of recycled station air. It smelled like metal and cleaning chemicals. Around her, dozens of alien species walked through the arrival terminal of Velar 7, the Galactic Union Academy's main campus. Some of them had scales. Some had fur. A few floated instead of walking. None of them looked human. She was one of only 4 humans on the entire station. A small drone floated toward her and scanned her face. Maya Brooks, human, Earth, assigned to housing block 12. Please follow the blue lights. Maya picked up her bag and followed the glowing path on the floor. She passed through wide corridors filled with students from across the galaxy. Most of them ignored her. A few stared with curiosity, their strange eyes following her as she walked. She heard whispers in languages she did not understand. Housing Block 12 was a large circular building with rooms, arranged around a central common area. When Maya entered, she found several alien students already there. A tall creature with 4 arms and an insect-like head sat reading on a couch. 2 small furry beings played a game at a table. A massive reptilian figure stood near the food station, eating something that was still moving. Maya found her room and set down her bag. It was small but clean. A bed, a desk, a window that looked out into space. She could see distant stars and the curve of a nearby planet. "Hey, you must be the new human." Maya turned. A young man stood in her doorway. He had messy brown hair and a friendly smile. "Human." "I'm Kevin Shaw," he said. "Second year engineering. I heard another human was coming, so I wanted to say hello." Maya shook his hand. "Maya Brooks, Xenobiology." Kevin leaned against the doorframe. "So, first time off Earth?" "Yes, it gets easier. The food is strange, and most of them will treat you like you're made of glass, but you get used to it." He looked around and lowered his voice. "Just watch out for some of the students here. Not everyone is friendly." "What do you mean?" Kevin glanced toward the common area. "There's a guy named Draxus Varadeshan. Big, scaled, thinks he owns the station because his family is rich. He and his friends like to pick on students who can't fight back. Especially new ones. Especially ones who look soft." Maya raised an eyebrow. "Soft? That's what they call us. Humans don't have claws or armor or venom. To them, we look weak." Kevin shrugged. "Just keep your head down and stay out of his way. That's what most of us do." Maya nodded. "Thanks for the warning." Over the next few weeks, Maya settled into her new life. She attended classes, studied hard, and kept to herself. She was good at xenobiology. She found alien life fascinating. Every species had evolved differently, adapted to different worlds, developed different strengths. But she noticed things. She noticed how some students walked faster when certain groups approached. She noticed how a small feline-like girl named Zira always sat alone and flinched whenever loud voices echoed in the halls. She noticed how Draxus Vaer and his 4 enforcers moved through the station like they owned it. Everyone stepped aside for them. Everyone avoided their eyes. Draxus was huge, nearly 7 feet tall, covered in dark green scales, with yellow eyes that seemed to enjoy watching others squirm. He spoke loudly and laughed at his own jokes. His friends laughed too. Even when nothing was funny, Maya stayed out of his way. She had come here to learn, not to make enemies. Then came the day in the laboratory. Maya was working on an experiment. She had spent 3 days preparing samples of cellular tissue from different species. The work was delicate. One mistake could ruin everything. She was almost finished when a shadow fell over her workstation. Well, the little human. Maya looked up. Draxus stood there, his arms crossed, his friends behind him. He was smiling, but it was not a kind smile. "I heard your species comes from a strange planet," Draxus said. Lots of water. Lots of weakness. Is that true? Maya did not answer. She turned back to her work. Hey, I am talking to you. Draxus reached over and knocked her samples off the table. Glass shattered. Weeks of work splashed across the floor. The other students in the lab went silent. No one moved. Draxus laughed. Oops, clumsy me. His friends laughed too. Maya looked at the ruined samples. She looked at the broken glass. She felt something hot rise in her chest, but she pushed it down. She took a slow breath. Then she knelt down and began cleaning up the mess. Draxus watched her. His smile faded slightly. He had expected her to cry. He had expected her to run away or beg or at least show fear. But she did none of those things. She just cleaned. What is wrong with you? Draxus asked. Do you not understand what just happened? Maya stood up with the broken glass in her hands. She looked at him calmly. I understand. You broke my experiment. Now I will start over. You should be afraid. Should I? Something flickered in Draxus's eyes. Confusion, maybe. Or annoyance. He was not used to being ignored. Fragile little pet, he muttered. Then he turned and walked away. His friend followed. Maya watched him go. Then she disposed of the broken glass, cleaned her workstation, and began setting up new samples. That evening, Kevin found her in the common area. I heard what happened in the lab, he said. Are you okay? I'm fine. You know he's going to keep bothering you now, right? You didn't give him what he wanted. That makes you interesting to him. Maya looked out the window at the stars. Then he will be disappointed. I am not here for him. I am here to learn. Kevin shook his head. I hope you're right. But across the station, in a private room filled with expensive things, HFY sat thinking. The human girl had not reacted. She had not shown fear. That bothered him more than he wanted to admit. She needed to learn her place, and he would be the one to teach her. The problem started small. Maya returned to her room one evening and found her belongings scattered across the floor. Her clothes were thrown from the closet. Her data tablet was cracked. Her notes were torn. She reported it to station security. They said they would investigate. Nothing happened. A few days later, she sat down to eat in the food hall. She took one bite of her meal and nearly vomited. Someone had contaminated her food with a chemical that made humans sick. She spent the next 2 days in the medical bay. When she recovered and tried to enter her classroom, her access code did not work. She had to wait outside while a technician fixed the problem. Draxus walked past her in the hallway. He did not say anything. He just smiled. Kevin was furious. You have to do something. You have to fight back. Fighting back is what he wants, Maya said. He wants me to react. He wants me to give him a reason to hurt me more. So what? You just let him torture you? Maya shook her head. No, I watch. I learn. I wait, and she did watch. She paid attention to Draxus and his crew. She noticed patterns. She noticed meetings in dark corners of the station. She noticed students going into those meetings, looking nervous and coming out looking terrified. She asked questions carefully. She talked to other students. Slowly, she put the pieces together. Draxus ran a gambling operation. He invited students to play games for money. At first, they won. It felt easy. Then they started losing. They lost more than they had. They owed Draxus money they could not pay. And Draxus collected his debts in other ways. He made them steal for him, spy for him, do whatever he wanted. It was a trap. And dozens of students were caught in it. One night, Maya was walking back to her housing block when she heard crying. She followed the sound to a small maintenance corridor. There, sitting on the floor with her knees pulled to her chest, was Zira. Zira was a Filari. She was small, barely 4 feet tall, with soft gray fur and large golden eyes. Her species was known for being gentle and peaceful. They came from a calm world with no predators. They had never needed to fight. Zira? Maya knelt beside her. What happened? Zira looked up. Her eyes were wet with tears. Please just leave me alone. I am not going to hurt you. I just want to help. No one can help me. Zira's voice broke. I owe him so much money. I was stupid. I thought I could win it back. But now he says if I do not pay, he will hurt my family. He has contacts on my homeworld. He can reach them. Maya felt cold anger settle in her stomach. Draxus did this? Zira nodded. He does it to everyone. He finds the weak ones, the ones with no protection. He traps them. She grabbed Maya's arm. You should stay away from me. If he sees you talking to me, he will make things worse for you too. Maya was quiet for a long moment. She thought about her ruined experiment, her contaminated food, her broken belongings. She thought about all the students she had seen with fear in their eyes. She thought about Draxus and his smile. Then she thought about Earth. She thought about what it meant to come from a world where everything tried to kill you. Predators, diseases, natural disasters, other humans. She thought about 200,000 years of survival. Every human alive was descended from people who refused to die. Maya was not a soldier. She was not a fighter. She was a student who wanted to study alien life, but she was also human. And humans protected their own. Zira, Maya said softly, I want you to listen to me. Stay in your room tonight. Lock the door. Do not come out until morning. What? Why? Because I am going to handle this. Zira's eyes went wide. No, you cannot. He is too powerful. He has guards. His family owns half the shipping lanes in this sector. You cannot fight him. Maya stood up. Watch me. She found Draxus in the recreation area, surrounded by his usual group. He was laughing about something, his yellow eyes bright with cruel amusement. Maya walked straight up to him. The laughter stopped. Everyone stared. No one approached Draxus like this. No one was that stupid. Human, Draxus said, leaning back in his chair. Did you come to apologize for existing? I came to tell you to leave Zira alone, Maya said. Her voice was calm and steady. Cancel her debt. Cancel her debt. Forget her name. Do not contact her family. Draxus stared at her. Then he burst out laughing. His friends joined in. You are joking, he said. You must be joking. Little soft human, telling me what to do. I am not joking. Draxus stopped laughing. His eyes narrowed. I think you need a lesson. I think I've been too gentle with you. He snapped his fingers. Boys, take her to Storage Bay 7. Let us teach her what happens to humans who forget their place. 4 massive figures stood up. A Gorath with 4 arms. 2 Theshans almost as big as Draxus. A Vorn with claws like knives. They grabbed Maya by the arms and dragged her away. She did not struggle. She did not scream. She just let them take her. Kevin saw it happen from across the room. His face went pale. He wanted to help, but what could he do? He was just one human against 5 aliens, twice his size. All he could do was hope Maya knew what she was doing. In Storage Bay 7, the door sealed shut. The 4 enforcers surrounded Maya. Draxus stood in front of her, arms crossed, smiling. Last chance, human. Beg for mercy, and maybe I will let you walk out of here. Maya looked at him. Then she looked at each of his guards. She did a quick count in her head. 4 of them. Various species. Different weak points. Different reaction times. She had studied xenobiology for 2 years. She knew where every species felt pain. Let me ask you something, Maya said quietly. Do you know what a death world is? Draxus frowned. What? A death world. Category 12. The most dangerous type of planet in the galactic classification system. Extreme gravity. Toxic atmosphere. Predators everywhere. Everything on the planet is trying to kill you, all the time, every day. What does that have to do with anything? Maya smiled. It was not a friendly smile. Earth is a death world. I am what survives there. The Gorath stepped forward to grab her. He never saw her move. The Gorath was 8 feet tall. He had 4 arms, each one thick with muscle. His species was known across the galaxy for their strength. They worked as bodyguards, soldiers, and enforcers. No one fought a Gorath and won. He reached for Maya with his upper right arm. Maya stepped to the side. Her hand shot out, grabbed his wrist, and twisted. She used his own momentum against him. Before anyone could react, she had rotated his arm past its natural limit. There was a wet popping sound. The Gorath screamed. She released him and he dropped to his knees, cradling his dislocated arm. The second enforcer, Adeshin, swung at her with a massive fist. Maya ducked under it. She came up fast and drove her elbow into his throat, right where his species kept their primary breathing organ. He made a choking sound and stumbled backward, gasping for air. 2 seconds. 2 down. The third enforcer was another Adeshin. He was smarter. He did not rush in. He raised his fists and waited. Maya did not wait. She closed the distance in a single step. He threw a punch. She blocked it with her forearm, absorbed the impact, and then drove her knee into a nerve cluster on his inner thigh. She had learned about that nerve cluster in xenobiology class. In Adeshin's, it controlled balance and coordination. When struck correctly, it caused temporary paralysis. The Adeshin's leg gave out. He collapsed sideways, unable to stand. 3 seconds. 3 down. The fourth enforcer, the Vorn with knife-like claws, hesitated. He had just watched a small human girl take apart 3 fighters in the time it took him to blink. His claws were sharp enough to cut through metal. But suddenly, he was not sure that mattered. Maya looked at him. You can leave, she said. Or you can stay. Choose fast. He chose to attack. He slashed at her face. Maya leaned back just enough for the claws to miss by inches. She caught his wrist, stepped behind him, and wrapped her arm around his neck. She squeezed. The Vorn struggled. He was strong, but she had leverage. She had position. And she had something he did not have. 10,000 years of human combat. Evolution flowing through her muscles. 8 seconds later, the Vorn went limp. She lowered him gently to the floor. He was unconscious but alive. 4 down. 12 seconds total. Drax stood frozen. His yellow eyes were wide. His scales had gone pale. He was breathing fast, shallow breaths. What? What are you? Maya turned to face him. She was not even breathing hard. She rolled her shoulders and shook out her hands. I'm human, she said. Did no one ever tell you about humans? Draxus took a step back. You are small. You are soft. You do not have claws or armor or venom. You should be prey. That is what everyone thinks. Maya walked toward him slowly. But you are wrong about something. We do not have natural weapons because we do not need them. We are the weapon. Draxus bumped into the wall. There was nowhere left to go. Let me tell you about Earth, Maya continued. Her voice was calm, almost gentle, like she was teaching a class. Earth has a surface gravity 30% higher than the galactic average. Our atmosphere contains a gas called oxygen, which most species find corrosive and toxic. Our planet is covered with water, but the water is filled with predators that can swallow ships whole. She took another step closer. Our world has earthquakes. hurricanes, volcanoes, tsunamis. We have diseases that can kill millions. We have plants that are poisonous and animals that hunt in packs. Everything on our planet is designed to destroy life. And yet humans have been surviving there for 200,000 years. Draxus pressed himself against the wall. He had never felt fear like this. He had always been the predator. He had always been in control. Do you know how we survived? Maya asked. We became the most dangerous thing on the planet. We hunted the predators. We conquered the diseases. We tamed the storms. We fought and killed and adapted until nothing could stop us. Not the cold. Not the heat. Not the monsters. Not each other. She was standing right in front of him now, close enough to touch. Your species evolved on a paradise world. Warm climate. Abundant food. No natural enemies. You never had to fight for survival. You never had to push your body past its limits just to see another sunrise. Maya tilted her head. I grew up on a world that has been trying to murder my species since the day we crawled out of the ocean. Every human alive is descended from the ones who were strong enough, fast enough, and smart enough to survive. Draxus tried to speak. His voice came out as a whisper. Please. I am not going to hurt you, Maya said. Not tonight. Because I am not like you. I do not need to cause pain to feel powerful. But I want you to understand something very clearly. She leaned closer. Her voice dropped to barely above a whisper. If you ever touch Zira again, I will come back. If you ever threaten another student again, I will come back. If you ever send your little thugs after anyone on this station again, I will come back. And next time, I will not be this gentle. She stepped back. Cancel Zira's debt. Leave her family alone. And find a new hobby, Draxus. Because the bullying business is closed. She turned and walked toward the door. Behind her, the four enforcers were groaning on the floor, slowly regaining consciousness. Draxus had not moved from the wall dot at the door. Maya paused. She looked back over her shoulder. One more thing. You called me a fragile pet. You called humans soft and weak. I want you to remember this moment the next time you think about underestimating us. Because every human you see walking through this station, every single one, survived the Deathworld just by being born there. We are not soft. We are not weak. We are what evolution creates when it is trying to build survivors. She opened the door and stepped out. Kevin was waiting in the corridor. His face was pale, and he was holding a metal pipe he had found somewhere. He had been ready to rush in and try to help. Maya? Are you okay? What happened? Maya walked past him. It is handled. Handled? What do you mean handled? There were 5 of them. I know. I counted. Kevin stared at her. Then he looked through the open door of the storage bay. He saw 4 massive aliens struggling to get off the floor, and Draxus still pressed against the wall like he had seen a ghost. What? Kevin's voice trailed off. What are you? Maya glanced back at him. For a moment, something old and fierce flickered in her eyes. Something that had been passed down through generations of hunters and warriors and survivors. Then she smiled, and she was just Maya again. Quiet, studious Maya. I am a student, she said. I just came here to learn. She started walking back toward her housing block. Kevin stood there for a long moment, trying to process what he had just witnessed. Then he hurried to catch up with her. Behind them, in the storage bay, Draxus Vire finally slid down the wall and sat on the cold floor. His hands were shaking. He had built his entire life on being the strongest person in any room. Tonight, he had learned what true strength looked like, and it terrified him. By the next morning, everyone on the station had heard some version of what happened. The stories grew with each telling. Some said Maya had killed 5 aliens with her bare hands. Others said she was a trained assassin sent by Earth's government. A few claimed she had used illegal combat drugs or hidden weapons. The truth was strange enough without the exaggerations. A small human girl, barely 5.5 feet tall, had walked into a room with 5 armed enforcers and walked out without a scratch. 4 of them had ended up in the medical bay. The 5th, Draxisvaor himself, had not been seen since. Maya tried to go about her normal routine. She went to class. She studied in the library. She ate in the food hall. But nothing was the same. Students who had ignored her before now moved out of her way in the corridors. Some nodded respectfully. Others crossed to the other side of the hallway. A few looked at her with fear in their eyes. She hated it. Zira found her in the library that afternoon. The small Falari girl approached cautiously, like she was not sure if she was allowed to speak. Maya? Maya looked up from her data tablet. Hello, Zira. I heard what you did. Zira's voice was barely a whisper. I heard you. You fought them. For me? I told you I would handle it. But why? Zira's golden eyes were wet. You barely know me. Why would you risk yourself like that? Maya was quiet for a moment. Then she set down her tablet and gestured for Zira to sit. Where I come from, Maya said, there's an old saying. The only thing necessary for evil to win is for good people to do nothing. I saw what Draxis was doing to you and others. I could not do nothing. But you could have been hurt. You could have been killed. Maya shook her head. No, I could not have been. But I understand why you would think that. Most species in the galaxy have never met a human before. They do not know what we are. What are you? Maya smiled slightly. We are survivors. That is all. We come from a very dangerous place, and it made us dangerous too. But we try to use that danger to protect others, not to hurt them. Zira reached out and touched Maya's hand. Thank you. My family is safe because of you. I am safe because of you. I will never forget this. The moment was interrupted by a message on Maya's tablet. It was a summons to the station administrator's office. When Maya arrived, she found 3 people waiting for her. The station administrator, a tall Valorian with silver skin, a security officer, and Instructor Velith, a xenobiology professor. Please sit down, Miss Brooks, the administrator said. His voice was cold. Maya sat. We have received a formal complaint from the Vyre family. They claim you attacked their son and 4 other students without provocation. They are demanding your immediate expulsion and criminal charges. Maya said nothing. She waited. The administrator continued. However, Instructor Velith has requested to speak before we proceed. Instructor? Velith stood. He was Kovani, with 4 arms and a calm, measured way of speaking. He had always been one of the few teachers who treated Maya like any other student. Administrator, before you make any decision, I believe the council should review some classified information. Velith activated a holographic display. This is Earth, the homeworld of humans. The display showed a blue and green planet. Beautiful, peaceful looking. Earth is classified as a Category 12 Deathworld in the Galactic Union database. This classification is restricted. Most citizens do not have access to it. The administrator frowned. Deathworld? That seems extreme. The planet looks habitable. It is habitable. For humans. Velith began pulling up data. Surface gravity is 1.3 times galactic standard. The atmosphere contains high concentrations of oxygen, which is corrosive to most species. The planet experiences regular seismic events, volcanic eruptions, and extreme weather patterns including hurricanes, tornadoes, and floods. He showed images. Massive storms, erupting volcanoes, tsunamis crushing coastal cities. The wildlife is equally dangerous. Predators on Earth hunt in packs, use ambush tactics, and have developed natural weapons including venomous fangs, crushing jaws, and razor-sharp claws. Many plants are toxic. Many insects carry deadly diseases. The administrator's silver face had gone pale. This is where humans come from? Yes, and they did not just survive there. They conquered it. Humans rose to become the dominant species on their planet despite being physically weaker than most of their predators. They did this through endurance, intelligence, and an evolutionary trait called persistence hunting. Persistence hunting? Humans are not the fastest runners, but they can run for hours without stopping. On Earth, humans would chase their prey across vast distances, never letting it rest until the prey collapsed from exhaustion. Then they would kill it. Velith paused. No other species in the galaxy hunts this way. It requires a level of physical endurance and mental determination that most species cannot comprehend. The room was silent. Maya Brooks did not attack those students, Velith said. She defended herself and others from ongoing harassment and threats. And she did so with remarkable restraint. If she had wanted to kill them, she could have. Easily. Instead, she neutralized the threat and walked away. The administrator looked at Maya with new eyes. Is this true? Could you have killed them? Maya met his gaze. Yes, but that was never my intention. I just wanted them to stop hurting people. The security officer leaned forward. You took down a Goreth in close combat. Their species is considered one of the strongest in the quadrant. Strength is not everything, Maya said. Humans learned that a long time ago. We learned to use leverage, technique, and knowledge of anatomy to defeat stronger opponents. It is how we survived. The administrator sat back in his chair. He was quiet for a long moment. The complaint from the Veoar family is dismissed, he finally said. Given the evidence of ongoing harassment and the new information about human capabilities, I find that Miss Brooks acted in reasonable self-defense. However, I am recommending that Draxus Vire be removed from this institution pending a full investigation into his activities. Maya felt a weight lift from her shoulders. Thank you, sir. Do not thank me. Just try not to put any more students in the medical bay. I will do my best. As Maya left the office, Velith walked beside her. You handled that well, he said. But you should know, this is not over. The Vara family has significant influence. They will not forget what happened. I know. And other students will come to you now. They will see you as a protector. That is a heavy burden. Maya thought about Zira, about all the other students she had seen with fear in their eyes, about what it meant to be strong in a universe full of bullies. Maybe, she said, but someone has to carry it. That evening, she received a message. It was from Draxus. Short and simple. This is not over. Maya read it once. Then she deleted it and went back to her homework. She had survived Earth. She could survive a spoiled rich boy. 3 months passed. Draxus Var was gone. His family had quietly removed him from the station after the investigation uncovered his gambling operation. Dozens of students came forward with stories of harassment, threats, and extortion. The Vira family paid settlements to keep things quiet, but their reputation took a serious hit. Maya tried to go back to being a normal student. She attended classes. She studied. She worked on her xenobiology research. But things had changed in ways she could not undo. Students came to her now. Quietly, carefully, they found her in the library or the food hall or the corridors. They told her about problems. Roommates who stole from them. Upperclassmen who threatened them. Teachers who treated them unfairly. At first, Maya tried to turn them away. She was not a counselor or a security officer. She was just a student, but she could not ignore them. Every time she saw fear in someone's eyes, she thought about Zira crying in that maintenance corridor. She thought about what it felt like to be alone and scared and helpless. So she helped. Sometimes she just listened. Sometimes she gave advice. Sometimes she had quiet conversations with the people causing problems. Most of the time, those conversations were enough. Instructor Veloth noticed. He started meeting with Maya regularly, offering guidance on how to handle her new role. "You have become something important on this station," he told her one day, "whether you wanted to or not. The question is what you will do with that importance." "I just want to study," Maya said. "I know. But sometimes life gives us responsibilities we did not ask for. The mark of a good person is how they handle those responsibilities." Kevin teased her about it constantly. He called her the guardian of Velar 7, the protector of the weak, the human who punches above her weight class. "You could charge fees," he joked one evening. "Maya's protection services. Reasonable rates. Bullies eliminated within 24 hours or your money back." Maya threw a pillow at his head. One afternoon, Zira came to Maya's room. She was holding a small box. "I have something for you," Zira said. Her golden eyes were bright with emotion. Maya opened the box. Inside was a pendant. It was made of a blue crystal that seemed to glow faintly from within. It was hung on a delicate silver chain. "This is a family pendant from my homeworld," Zira explained. "Among my people, we give these to those we consider family. Not family by blood, but family by choice. Family by action." Maya looked at the pendant. Then she looked at Zira. "I cannot accept this. It is too valuable. You saved my life. You saved my family. How could I give you anything less?" Zira reached out and closed Maya's fingers around the box. "Please, I want you to have it. When you wear it, you are one of us. You are Falari. You are family." Maya felt something warm spread through her chest. She had come to this station expecting to be an outsider forever. She had expected loneliness and isolation. She had expected to spend 3 years keeping her head down and focusing on her studies. Instead, she had found something she never expected. A community. A purpose. A family. "Thank you, Zira," she said softly. "I will treasure this always." She put on the pendant. The blue crystal rested against her chest, warm and comforting. A few weeks later, a new transport shuttle arrived at the station. It was carrying the latest batch of exchange students from across the galaxy. Among them was a single human dot. His name was Danny Cole. He was 20 years old, with curly red hair and nervous green eyes. He stepped off the shuttle clutching his bag like a lifeline, looking around at the alien species with a mixture of wonder and terror. Maya watched him from across the arrival terminal. She remembered how she had felt on her first day, lost, overwhelmed, completely alone in a universe, full of strangers. She walked over to him. "Hey!" Danny jumped slightly. Then he saw that she was human, and his whole body relaxed. "Oh, thank God. A human. Hi. I am Danny. Danny Cole. This is my first time off Earth. I have no idea what I am doing. Is it always this scary? Do the aliens always stare so much? Where do I go? What do I do?" Maya smiled. "Slow down. Take a breath." Danny took a breath. "Sorry. I am just... This is a lot. I know. I was in your exact position a year ago." Maya held out her hand. "I am Maya Brooks, xenobiology student. And if you want, I can show you around. Help you get settled." Danny shook her hand like she was offering him a life preserver in a stormy ocean. "Yes, please. That would be amazing. Thank you so much." They started walking through the station. As they moved through the corridors, aliens stepped aside for Maya. A few nodded respectfully. Danny noticed. "They seem to know you," he said. "Are you like Important or something? Maya thought about how to answer. I have been here a while. I know some people. That is good. Because honestly, I am terrified. I keep thinking about all the ways this could go wrong. What if the aliens do not like humans? What if someone decides I look like an easy target? What if... He trailed off. They were passing a group of Theshan students. The Theshan saw Maya and immediately looked away, walking faster in the opposite direction. Danny stared. What was that about? Do not worry about it. The point is, you are going to be fine. This station can be tough at first, but it gets better. And you are not alone. There are other humans here. We look out for each other. We do? We do. Maya stopped and turned to face him. Let me tell you something about humans, Danny. Something the aliens do not understand yet. We are survivors. We come from a world that has been trying to kill us for 200,000 years. We walked out of the ice ages. We tamed fire and invented medicine and built civilizations. Every human alive carries that legacy in their bones, including you. Danny stood a little straighter. I never thought about it like that. Most people do not. But it is true. You are the descendant of countless generations of survivors. Whatever this station throws at you, you can handle it. And when you cannot handle it alone, you have friends who will help you. Friends? I just got here. I do not have any friends. Maya smiled and put a hand on his shoulder. You have one now. Come on. Let me show you where the good food is. They walked on together. Two humans on a station full of aliens. Small and soft and seemingly fragile, but Maya knew better. She knew what humans were capable of. She knew the fire that burned inside every one of them, passed down through generations of hunters and warriors and survivors. The galaxy still thought of humans as weak, as prey, as fragile pets from a strange little planet. They would learn, one by one, student by student, survivor by survivor. They would learn, and Maya would be there to teach them. She touched the blue crystal pendant at her chest and smiled. She had come to Velar 7 looking for knowledge. She had found something better. She had found a family. She had found a home, and she had found out just how strong one small human could be.